welcome to D&D Abridged Taver Talks.
Yes, hello.
Today we're talking with Ian.
He's the Ian.
In the flesh.
The one, the only, magnificent, the bad roller.
The DM isn't here, so
Yeah.
he'll be interviewed by Guy in the chair.
Yes.
He's
Affectionately known as.
Yes. So, your character, Russell Sprycolor.
Yeah. The mess.
Yeah, explain your character concept. How'd you come up with them? What was your line of logic there?
I think originally I wanted him to be kind of a Usopp from One Piece, sort of, but more self-interested. Like early Usopp, where he keeps saying, I'm the captain, but he doesn't have that heart of gold. So, like, he wanted to he keeps wanting to be like, originally he wanted to be like, big person. Kind of forgot about that immediately, so he's just kind of
trying to be somebody, thinks he is somebody, but isn't sure how to do or become those things.
Yeah.
Alright. Interesting. Yeah, so, I think, so some of this group at the table you've played with before, and some people are new. How do you feel about, what's been your vibe here with the Spelljammers crew overall?
We are a mess. We do not go to point A to point B without blowing someone up, blowing ourselves up, or committing genocide.
Yeah, as I was trying to
or that
explain
one time
the
with the asteroid,
exactly.
you flipping it.
Right. When I was explaining the group dynamics, I said that Spelljammers is the
fuck around and
find out group.
Yeah.
Because we're
the fuck around and find.
We are chaotic, and we find out what happens.
Far more often than we fuck around.
Yeah.
We fuck around a little, and then we find out a lot.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
It is not proportional.
What's been your... How do you think the new faces at the table, you think they're mixing in pretty well, with the group?
I think so. They catch the vibe of fuck around and find out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think everybody's mixed in pretty well, which is nice. And some of us, the other players like George.
Yeah. Granted, I think for a while we did kind of need a higher contrast player who wasn't kind of a dickhead or that you like. So I think the blue bird wizard character whose names I can't remember.
Yeah, it's I can't think of it.
I think he was a good character to add in because the 2 or 3 strong personalities were very not good.
Right, it was a bit too dominating in contrasting ways kind of thing.
It was a mostly chaotic group. We needed a more silver linings character, I think.
We needed something to ground us,
Yeah. Granted, we've been apart from that character a lot. We died and went to the afterlife immediately.
Right.
So, but I think he added contrast to that part of our section of the campaign.
Yeah.
Which I think was a good thing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting too to see as look at James the Hippogriff.
I liked his interactions with Sydney a lot. I thought that was endearing, I think.
Yeah. Um, how's it from the player perspective, like, because you've been playing with us for a while,
Yeah.
but you've also unfortunately been mostly remote.
Yeah.
So like, how does that been like? How does that feel for you? Like, I mean, obviously, it's always better to play a game in person, but like,
yeah, it's
when you're, playing remotely, like, you feel like you still,
I feel like it's a little
still part of the team, I guess, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to explain it.
Yeah, I think it does sort of let me feel a part of it. It feels less part of it than if I was like here,
Right.
and I kind of have like problems paying attention, so I can't really focus on you guys as much as I can focus on myself
Right.
and Russell. So I kind of miss chunks of the story unintentionally. And I feel like I wouldn't do that as much if I was here.
Sure.
And it also makes role-playing a little harder because I can't look people in the eye who are like over
Yeah, it's like,
here.
there's a little bit more of like, we have to,
Yeah, and I
if we
can't...
know you, we can read you some.
Yeah, and I can't see Greg the GM.
Right.
And it makes role-playing a little harder.
Right. Interesting.
Like, I can't convey my facial expressions to Greg to when we're doing things.
Yeah. Before we find out.
Yeah. Before we find out.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you have certain combat strategies you've been trying to incorporate with Russell or anything?
He's gotten into like one fight, and it was with you. And
Yeah.
I didn't go well because I did not know what my spells did because I hadn't like looked over them beforehand.
Oh, okay.
So
Fought blind a little bit.
yeah, a little. So I gave you a debuff, but I didn't know what to debuff you with, and I didn't want to slow down the game by checking what spells did what.
Right, I got
So I just tried to dim down what I thought your strongest attribute was, which was strength. What I should have done was wisdom, because that's apparently what most of my spells run off of. Like, most of it's wisdom saving throws.
Yeah. Yeah, and the weaker
Yeah.
legs, so to speak, so family knows
Yeah.
could more easily accumulate.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
Granted, he also has kind of limited, like, combat capabilities because he's a third level warlock exclusively, and warlocks do not have a lot of spell slots.
right, there's that.
I have like 2.
Yeah.
Granted, they're second level. I only have like second level spells except for cantrips, but that's still really limiting.
So are you building more of a support warlock than a combat warlock, I guess, is your long-term goal, you'd say, or?
Thanks to recent events, recent in relation to, he's going to be multi-classing in fighter, I think. It's either fighter or some other martial class because one of the non-player characters offered to train him while they were in purgatory,
Oh. Yeah.
and now he's really wanting to take that up now.
Sure. And then, been with our group before the show and everything, so.
Relatively not very much, but it's,
Yeah, with some, but Faith, what kind of differences, or how does it feel like playing? This time you're kind of in a separate group from your dad,
Yeah.
Jake, and also just kind of the differences like between him either running the game and being in his world, or just kind of being somewhat on your own in that respects too, like with Spelljammers. How's that feel and that take?
I think it's not too terribly different because my dad was either the dungeon master or he was sort of a passive player. So, in terms of vibes, it's not too terribly different. But I have been playing with new people who I haven't met before,
Right.
or played before with. So you're you and Greg, Jim, are the only two players that I've played with before. Well, actually,
Well,
Ginger.
Yeah.
You, Ginger, and Greg.
Half a half
Yeah.
table, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, so sort of figuring out how to play off of these people has been different.
Sure.
Not too terribly different. They catch the vibe very well, but
Yeah.
it's a little.
Cool. All right. Well, anything else? But yeah, this has been talking with incognito Noah Schnapp.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, right.